Regan Slaymaker for NotJustBoxing, and I have the pleasure to be joined by Promoter Johnny Clark. Johnny, another day at the Brentwood Centre, another successful show for TopTier, mate. You must be buzzing.
Unbelievable, mate. From top to bottom, really happy. And what I'm most happy about is the Sunday worked. You know, like now, what's the time now? 8:15.
Yeah.
You're my last interview. I'm doing no more. And I'm going to go home, and I'm going to be home by 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, I've got a kebab waiting at home for me that the wife picked up from out there. We sold out of food here as well. Good thing. Yeah, so they sold, I don't earn nothing from it, but they're happy. The food was unbelievable, so they're happy. The timings all worked out. It was great. It was great, and I'm so proud that it actually worked. Yeah.
Definitely as well, and Tom Welland as well. I mean, career best performance against the career hardest opponent to date as well. Yeah. And dare I say, Johnny Clark, you predicted the stoppage as well.
I did, mate. I said round 4 on an interview before, and it was round 5. Was it round 5?
You didn't say it with NotJustBoxing, so it doesn't actually matter, Johnny.
No, I just said he's going to stop, and we can clip that. You know what I mean? But for me, like Tom got tested today more outside the ring than inside the ring. It was a testing fight, but he had to learn about being a professional boxer like I've had to learn about being a professional promoter. I had to bite my tongue and walk out that room, you know, and I didn't want to. The old John Clark was fuming and he was there, and I lost it. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to be honest with you, I did lose it. And do you know what? I went home and my kids done everything I asked them because they've never seen me angry in all these years. But I'm so proud of Tom and that he kept his head. He went and he done the weight. He come back, and then in that ring, he didn't mess it up. I was angry. I'm foaming for him, but he boxed to instructions. A mature performance is what I'm hearing from the commentators, and I agree. For me, that was outstanding. You know, to keep his cool, keep his calm, done well on tickets, missed the weight, made the weight, come on here and stopped that opponent. 10 out of 10, I'd give that performance from him. And obviously, lending someone from someone like Wasserman and giving them back in that condition with all that learned, they're happy. They won't want to give me another one off that, you know, and hopefully other people will see it as well and think, no, TopTier is a good place to go. You learn. I don't want them if they're fighting pure journeyman, though. I'm going to be honest, it's just not worth it. You know what I mean? They'll be on first. If they're in a little tough test like that, they can be main event. And that's what they want. They don't want to come off the first 2 fights, come into a little small hall show and be in first. But the TopTier way is the better the fight, the higher up the card. Do you know what I mean? So there you go.
It definitely is. I just want to go back to, I brought it up with Tom as well. He's obviously they done a podcast at the media day a few weeks ago. That was half an hour. Yeah. Then you got Michael Ramabelesta doing all sorts to try and get Tom to cut some weight when the scales were a bit. Yeah. How important is it for him to deal with it now as opposed to like in a world title fight in 15 fights time? Like, how important is it to get that out of the way right now? Yeah,
I don't think Tom Welland will ever miss weight ever again. You know what I mean? Like if he's he's got a brilliant team around him, brilliant family, and he'll be on top of that next time. It's going to be a little thing though, isn't it? His weight in his head for the next 2, maybe 3 fights, it's going to be a little thing. You know, the family are going to be like, what's your weight? Oh, yep, check it. You know what I mean? It's going to be that. So it's good that it happens now. Get it done, get it out of the way, and then when, like, listen, he's not far for youth title, fighting for one or an English, is he? He'd win it now. Yeah, he'd win it now. He'd win it now, but it's all about making him ready, and this is part of that journey. And it's great that he had it on mine. You know, the first head-to-head interview, that's levels already, isn't it? He's learned. If he didn't have to do the weight and had an easy fight, then just doing a head-to-head interview was enough. But for me, he's done head-to-head, missed the weight, got the weight back on, and then had to keep his cool with all the games and box like that. Ticked every box. Well done, Tom. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Let's talk about the undercard. I mean, some really good performances. Toomey really good. Zach Fee, Harvey Smith, and but unfortunately Louis Pichetti as well.
That was crazy.
So I had it a draw, but the couple of rounds I gave Louis, as he's a home fighter, I thought might have gone to him. I didn't think it was. I thought 5 rounds to 1 was a bit unfair.
Oh, mate.
But I didn't think Svark was fortunate to get the win. I thought he could have deserved it as well.
Well, obviously I was sitting with Eddie. Me and Eddie had Louis. His daughter had Martin. His daughter was right, actually. So I didn't see it. Honestly, I thought he won it. I thought he won it all right, maybe 4-2, if I'm being honest. And then I went over there to talk to my wife, get some crisps, if I'm being honest. And then I turned around, I see him holding the flag in the middle. I thought, he's just proud to be on the show because he was on the zone. Turns out he won. And I was like, he won. He was like, what? And then we went over to see the scores. I was like, oh my God, like no one expected it. That's the truth. I'm gutted. to be honest. But obviously that's a big fight for him now, a rematch. You're going to have to pay him more money to come over as well. So whoever's putting that on, good luck.
Yeah, Wasserman sign up Spark, and it'll be all right.
Spark. But Johnny Fisher, I'd knee of him. That'd be a good fight for Johnny Fisher, wouldn't it? Eddie Hearn just see him. So.
Interim fight, yeah.
Are you off or you wait? You wait.
That's it. Sorry, Frankie Morgan from FM Boxing Media is waiting behind us at the interview. Also, Johnny, let's talk about March. No, that's all right. Let's talk about March the 30th, mate. I mean, Konstantin Ursu, Ethan James. We can now finally talk about Commonwealth welterweight title. Unbelievable scrap between your guy and then a Queensbury guy as well. I mean, you
1v1. TopTier v Queensbury 1v1. We've had 5v5. This one's 1v1. But listen. Thank you to Conor Walker as well for letting the title go.
Yes,
that's massive. You know, like we won the final eliminator, and I don't know how they done it, but they jumped the queue, and then they were fighting him. I looked on the thing that sent it out, and I was like, wow. And that's boxing. You know what I mean? Like, you're small hall, you got to wait your turn. It is what it is. We know, and then we waited our turn. But then I was like to the Commonwealth, look, I paid for my final eliminator. We're ticking all the boxes. We won the silver, defended it twice, then won the final eliminator. We're ready to go. You know. And then they was like, no, we agree. Try and talk to them. Like, they don't need both titles, do they? And I was like, nah. Commonwealth was probably a little bit easier to take than a British or someone, so that's what I aimed for, and we got it. But it was a little while before they sent it, and the problem is, no one's going to want to fight Ursu unless something is on the line. Do you know what I mean? Thankfully, Queensbury, I appreciate you and what you've done by letting him come on and backing your boy, and I had to get the title for them to stay on, and it got to that level. I've announced it, and it's like, well, and then I got it. I'm relentless, like Eddie Hearn's book. You know what I mean? And
he's read it twice every night before bed.
I didn't read it. So I don't know.
You're supposed to admit that on the camera,
No, I got the audio book. My wife was giving labour.
I did the same.
Yeah, listen. And do you know what happened? I give her an earpiece. She didn't want it. Wasn't in the mood. She's having a baby. I thought, this is great. Starts the book off with, he was in sales. He would be booking leads for me to go and sell in someone's house. That's how he started in his first job role, and it was crazy. So from that line, he just had me, and where he's talking. In a weird way, I felt like he's talking to me. And I took everything in, and then she gave birth and ruined it.
And now he's sat next to you, next to your ringside.
Listen, I always say it's the pat on the back you need. When he says something good about your show and he's next to you and he wants to come to your show. How many shows have I been of his? Now he's come to mine. So when it's Ben Eubank, and I give him seats next to me, I expect the same back.
Too right, Eddie, Matchroom, get sorted out.
Yeah, come on.
And also on the card, Kevin Agarko, obviously, a guy who's fought on Queensbury, fought on Matchroom more recently, fighting Harley Collison. Yeah. And if you guys don't know Harley Collison, good fighter. He's no slouch.
No, and the thing about Harley is he's like a man of the land. So like he'll go and live in the forest and train like an absolute lunatic, and then come back to camp. Like, he's crazy. You couldn't get hold of him for 3 days on the last fight. So where was you? He was like training. Where? In the woods. I was like, okay, mate. And he come here and put on a career best performance and avenged one of his losses. And off that, he's obviously straight in to a massive fight on our card. Because he's not silly. He knows money-wise there's not a lot on small hall, and he was willing to do the money that was offered. Fair play to him. Everyone else, Keegan Ajargo, mate, how much you want? 20, 30, 40 grand? Like, oh, come on, mate. I'm not in the end, am I? Read his books, that's it. So, listen, it's a great card. Got Danny Baldwin on it as well. One of my favourite boxers has been on here. He's got Adam Yahaya, sorry. Zach Fee's going to be on it. We're going to step him up to 8 rounds. Kevin Ramabelesta versus Grant Dennis. It's a great card.
Ross Driscoll and Stevie Levy as well.
Yeah, Stevie Lilly versus Beck Ferguson. It's a rematch. They've fought before, but since then, Beck's gone and won a title. Do you know what I mean? She didn't win the last fight, but she went out and won a title, so she's improved. Stevie, after this, is fighting for a title, so she wanted a tough test, and there's someone who's improved since she's fought, and they're going to have it. And obviously Ross Driscoll, great fighter. I've watched him fight Lee Hallett, a local lad. Not many people do what he done to Lee, you know. He didn't stop him, but he gave him a good test, and he's someone I thought I'd like to get him on. And look what happened.
Shout out Ross Pearce and Rod Julian for sorting that one out. And then Johnny as well, obviously Robert Caswell successful tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, I've just seen you say to Ra Hokum, a colleague of mine, stadium fight at Chatham Town, very much a potential for July. Yeah,
probably July the 20th. The board are coming out to check the venue. I can't see him not passing a boxing venue, but don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We've dropped hints everywhere, I've had photos, just building it, you know, just building it. And then there's so many boxers from Kent. There's no shows in Kent. Unlicensed scene over there's great, but the professional scene's is missing. Look what we do in Essex. I'd say I'm the best small hall promoter in Essex, because we've got Eddie bigger. But I think I could do something in Kent. It's not far. I've gone Kent when I was younger for work and that, and always done really well. So it doesn't bother me going there. So yeah, I think I could nick a few fighters from other promotions, if I'm being honest, against top tier boxers as well. Do you know what I mean? I want to do it all 50-50s. We don't want to be losing money, because it's going to cost so much money. We don't want to be losing any on paying purses. We want to come in and do ticket deals. So it's the small hall way, but in a stadium. It has to make sense all round. And the football club called me to put on the show. And that's why Robert's on here to show them what we do. Rob come out to my mum and dad's favourite song as well, the Status Quo, and they just turned up and I see them doing a little dancing, and then their crowd was unbelievable, and I just got goosebumps thinking that will be in a stadium. Oh mate, can you imagine? I would really like that. Would Chatham, you obviously got Toomey as well. Imagine if they were the same weight and had a 50-50 fight for an English eliminator. That would be great.
Me at lightweight?
Yeah. I think he'd just come down to super feather today though, that's the problem.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah, I would love that.
But that's a fight for a central area title, or a southern area title, sorry.
Yeah. Well, if they want to do it in South, we'll do it in southern area, but
I'm not the British Board of Boxing Control, Johnny.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, it has.
It's 8:30 at night.
I mean, I'm normally doing this at 10 o'clock at night, so I have no
crazy,
excuses. Johnny as well, I mean, I know I've just basically teased the middle year, but what other exciting things have we got planned for Top Tier? Because every time I come to these shows, we're stepping up those levels, aren't we?
Yeah, to be fair, I'm always one show ahead. Do you know what I mean? So the next show's done, and the fight week we flirt with the other posters. Do you know what I mean? So now this is done. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, the screensaver's changed already, and we're on to the next one. Yeah, and then now I'll be straight away working on the following one, May the 25th. You know, like we're going York Hall. Feel bad saying it here because like Lee's have been with me from day one, and we're gonna. Big Sam, what a man.
Shout out to the Brain Cup Media team.
Brain Cup Media,
shout them all out every single time.
I'm going to be honest with you, like these have helped me grow in many ways, you know, like they've taught me a lot. You know, I come here by myself and then I measured the whole hall with like a measuring meter wheel, and I was going, here's going to be the ring, here's going to be this, how far is that coming out, and I'm drawing it down with them. Jake, you off. Thank you for everything, mate. Brain Cup Media.
Shout out Jake Mescal every single time.
Cheers,
my favourite slave maker.
He is.
Hear that,
He's a
Archie?
better boxer.
I won't go that far, Johnny. Every time I go back to your call, I get the shakes, Johnny. But you know, we're all good.
You're coming back there. Like, listen, all jokes aside, like this venue grew me as a promoter. It put me on the map. I was told by Lee Eaton, don't come here, you won't be able to fill it and afford it. He was right, I couldn't afford it, but I filled it. And I've had a great time here, but I'm not leaving. I'm just going to take it to York Hall, give them the top tier treatment. You know, I've seen other Huge was there with you, weren't they? Like, they made it look good as well. GBM have been there. GBM are going back there the week after me.
April the 4th, I'm pretty sure.
So it'll be good to show them what top tier is about. You know what I mean? Like, top tier, we leave our mark everywhere we go. And it's not about how we set the venue up, it's the quality in the ring. Do you know what I mean? And that's where we built our promotion was on. Yeah, the ring walks, yes, the build-ups, they're great, but what goes on in the ring is a little bit better than the other promotions. And that's when I say bridging the gap. When you've got the likes of Keegan Ajago, Thomas Asomba, they need somewhere to get themselves back there. And what I love is they haven't got pride getting in their way. They're coming down to us, giving it the ticket deals. Pay the opponents out your tickets. Awful. Some of them probably didn't need to do that at the start. They probably just skipped it, you know. But they've come here, doing that, and then they go on. So, brilliant.
Shout out to them. Johnny,
Yeah.
I mean, any final words for the fans that come to Brentwood Centre tonight, and excited to see the next shows live on DAZN as well?
Yeah, keep coming, keep supporting your local boxers, because without you, they wouldn't be boxers no more. They wouldn't get the chance they get. They wouldn't get anything. Shout out to all the sponsors as well, because without you, it's a cliche, it's at the end of the interview with sponsors, but literally, I should say at the start, because what they do from our shows, mate, there'll be no kids eating at my home without them.
And long may top tier continue, John. Promoter Johnny Clark, thank you very much. Always a pleasure.
And what a handshake.